Konoha Hospital. Tsunade took a deep breath and looked Naruto dead in the eyes. Naruto. She's going to live, but she's in a coma, and I don't know when she'll wake up. Naruto was relieved that she was alive, but he still couldn't believe what had transpired over the last 5 hours. Ryuho-sensei was gone, so was Kaori, as well as the rest of the clan. It was only Hayami and Shinji. Thinking of the latter, Shizune, how is Shinji? The doctors haven't informed us of his situation. I will go and find out, Shizune said to reassure the young man. Naruto nodded, and Shizune walked off to the room across from Hayami's room to get some info on the samurai's health. Jiraiya and Mai walked up to Naruto and Yumi. Yumi, who saw her mother, ran up to the lady and hugged her. Mai pulled back to look at her. Are you okay, honey? I heard what happened. I just want to know if you're okay. Yumi nodded and proceeded to tell her mother of the horrific things they saw while in Sea Country. Naruto was sitting on the bench waiting for Shizune when Jiraiya walked up to him, causing Naruto to look up when he saw a familiar shadow. Jiraiya looked at his pupil with pity. How are they doing? Hayami is in a coma, and I'm waiting to hear word on Shinji, Naruto said in a low voice. Naruto, for what it's worth, I'm sorry. Naruto didn't respond. He remained quiet and indifferent, which was quite new to Jiraiya, but seeing what the boy went through just a couple of hours ago, it was to be expected. Tsunade, Kakashi, Sakura, Ino, Shikamaru, Tenten, Neji, and Sendero were all walking towards the group. Jiraiya looked at his teammates. Tsunade, always a pleasure. Can it, Jiraiya? Naruto, did Shizune come out of the room? Naruto responded, yes, she's with Shinji now. Ino hated to see people sad, because it made her sad. Trying to be strong, she looked at Naruto. Is everything okay? Is the girl okay? Yumi, who was on the side talking to her mother, decided to answer. She's in a coma. Sakura didn't see Naruto this sad since she basically told him to fuck off about 6 years ago. She always saw Naruto as a friend, even if he didn't see her as one. Going into medic ninja mode, Sakura headed to Hayami's room. This caused Naruto to look at her. What are you doing? She gave him a warm smile. I'm medic ninja, Naruto. I just want to make sure that everything is okay. Shizune is her doctor, Sakura, so you are not needed, Naruto said, not trying to insult her, just to inform her. Tsunade spoke up in Sakura's defense. Shizune is a great medic ninja, but Sakura is just as good. Naruto sucked his teeth. Whatever. Just at that moment, Shizune came out of Shinji's room. Naruto, Shinji is okay and has injuries. Although they were life-threatening, they weren't as bad as Hayami's. He should be awake and will make a full recovery in about a week or so. Naruto spoke once more. Can I go see Hayami? She nodded. And this caused Naruto to stand up and leave everyone to talk amongst one another. When Naruto entered the room, he saw 2 doctors, including Sakura. The 2 doctors gave him hateful glares. One had the nerve to say, "What are you doing here?" Naruto just gave both doctors a side glance that was filled with so much killer intent that it caused them to fall to the ground, gasping for air. When they recovered, they rushed out of the room. Sakura shook her head. She didn't understand why the doctors. Now that she thought about it, the whole village hated Naruto. Even her parents didn't like the boy. That was an issue for another day. Naruto was standing over Hayami, who looked so peaceful with her purple hair cascading her face. Naruto placed his hand on her face and gently moved the hair to the side. Sakura couldn't help but feel bad for him. She spoke to her former teammate. Naruto, I checked her and Shizune was right. She is in a coma, but I'm certain that she will recover. Naruto was stroking her hair. He slowly lifted her head and placed the necklace he was holding in his hand around her neck. There was a long silence between the two, then he spoke. You know, she was the one who saved me from becoming a demon, and I vowed that I would protect her from all who brought harm her way. It's because of me that she is in the situation that she is in. You can't go blaming yourself about this. From what I heard from Kakashi-sensei and Tenten, had you not been heading back to the village on Kimabunta, she would not be here, so you did protect her, Sakura said, trying to make him see the logic. No, if I did protect her, she wouldn't be in this situation. and if it wasn't for what I did in the rock and rain, then this wouldn't have happened, Naruto said while still looking at the girl. You're wrong, Naruto. The Raikage is at fault here. I don't know what happened or understand fully, but it seems that the sword on your back is important. This attack wasn't about you. It was about the sword, and he just used the ninjas from those villages simply because he knew of their hatred for you, Sakura stated. Naruto looked into her eyes. Exactly the reason that this whole fiasco is my fault. She raised her voice at Naruto, who was directly across from her. This isn't your fault. She then looked down. I'm sorry for screaming at you. She looked back up with a smile on her face. Look, I know I judged your actions in rock and rain, but I now see that they were just. Naruto, look at it this way. Had you not rescued her from those ninjas a year ago, she would be dead. Had you not arrived with Gamabunta, she would be dead. So don't go blaming yourself for what happened. Sakura walked up to Naruto and touched his shoulder. It's going to be okay. Naruto slapped her hand off of his shoulder. Okay? Why is everybody telling me it's going to be okay? Every time things are looking up for me and I take a step towards happiness, something forces me to take 2 more steps back. It's as if the gods set off on seeing me suffer. I didn't ask for any of this. All I ever wanted was a family, but that bastard Raikage is responsible for this. I will end this war tonight. No more bloodshed. No more of this pointless war. Naruto pushed past Sakura and stormed out of the room. This caused the girl to run behind him. Naruto, who had Sakura following behind him, was now in the hallway and all eyes were on him. Naruto looked at Tsunade. I will end this war tonight. If the Raikage wants me, he will get me. I knew you were going to do something stupid. Always thinking like a dope, eh? Sakura and Naruto saw Sasuke leaning on a wall behind everyone. The rest of the group turned around to see Sasuke dressed in his Jonin gear with a grass cutter on his back. Naruto took notice of this. I suggest you go on your mission and leave me alone, Sasuke. I'm not in the mood. I'm not here to start with you, dope. If you're planning on going to Lightning Country to start a war all by yourself, count me in. I haven't had a good fight in a while, said Sasuke, causing everyone to turn to Naruto, not realizing what he had in mind. Tsunade yelled at the boy, Are you a fool? You'll die, Naruto. It doesn't matter because I will take that whole fucking village down with me. Yumi spoke. Naruto, you can't do this. Kiori wouldn't want you to seek vengeance. If you do, then you'd be going against what she asked you to do. Besides, what about living for Hayami and me? Naruto spoke again. Exactly why this must be done. They're going to come after me sooner or later, and I'd rather end it all now. I don't want anyone else close to me getting hurt. Ever. Shikamaru shook his head. You're an idiot, but I guess we'll have to go to make sure that nothing happens to you 2 idiots. Make it 3 idiots. Everyone turned to Neji. As much as I hate to admit it, the Uchiha is right. I want some action, and the missions I've been on just don't cut it. Storming into Lightning Country, although illogical, will definitely give the action I seek. Tenten looked at her teammate. Neji, you can't do this. None of you can. This is suicide. Choji spoke. I'm guessing they already know this. Well, since Shikamaru is my teammate and best friend, there's no way that I'm letting him do this alone. I'm in. Ino shrieked out of frustration. You all are idiots. Naruto, I know it hurts, but... Naruto narrowed his eyes at Ino. What do you know about hurting? Better question. What do you know about me and what I've been through? You know nothing. This village has placed a veil over all of your eyes and blinding you all to the truth. She looked at him, confused. What are you talking about, Naruto? It doesn't matter. I'm going. He looked at Sasuke, Neji, Choji, and Shikamaru. If any of you get in my way, I will kill you. They all nodded in understanding. Sendero, who was quiet throughout the conversation between the groups, just listened. He appeared in front of the group of 5. I can understand where you're coming from, Naruto, but I cannot allow you to leave this village. In fact, I cannot allow any of you to leave for that matter. Sasuke gave him a smirk. Do you really think you can stop us? Get out of the way, or I will move you out of the way. Sasuke, you are strong, and you have potential to become stronger. But as it stands right now, you are no match to me. None of you are. But this isn't about you or Naruto for that matter. This is about the village losing powerful assets. Also, Naruto, you really don't understand the importance of that sword on your back. I can't allow Aizu to have it, and I will do what is necessary to stop you if I must, Sendero said, hoping the boys would just leave. Neji smirked. You're within range of my divination. Getting past you isn't the problem. Sendero shook his head. Underestimation of an opponent always leads to one's downfall. Naruto narrowed his eyes. Move. Senjutsu turned from Neji to Naruto, who's in the center of the group. No. I said move, Naruto repeated in a slightly deeper voice. No, Senjutsu said, hoping the boy would get the message. Naruto reached behind his back and placed his hand on his sword. Get the fuck out of my way. When Naruto's hand was on the hilt of the sword started to glow. Naruto felt a surge of pain go through his body, which caused him to fall to his knees. Senjutsu was shocked by this as well. He knew about the blade, however. He was not a Minashu, normally the protectors of the blade, so he didn't know what had caused this. Everyone looked at Naruto. Yumi ran up to him. Are you okay? When she placed a hand on his face, he moved it away and stood up. I don't need this fucking sword for what I'm going to do. Naruto charged at Senjutsu and swung his fist at the man's face. Senjutsu sidestepped the attack, then spun around and chopped Naruto in the neck, causing him to hit the ground. Sasuke and Neji were about to react, but Shikamaru placed his arms in front of them to stop them from interfering. Before Naruto could get up, Senjutsu had his knee in the man's back with the kunai at his throat. Anger clouds your judgment, and it allows you to make mistakes you normally wouldn't. Honestly, if you weren't angry and we were fighting, I doubt I could force you into this position. You are strong, Naruto, and I have no doubt that you will surpass me someday. But right now, Aisu is just as strong as me. Hell, he might be stronger. Naruto continued to struggle to get Senjutsu off of him, but it was to no avail. Look, Naruto, vengeance and justice are not the same thing, so don't confuse the two to be. If you want to go after the Raikage, then I suggest you train and use these next 6 months to better yourself, and work towards mastering that blade. Tsunade looked at Naruto, who looked like the words of her son were getting through to him. Senjutsu, get off him. Senjutsu looked up at her, then at the boy he had pinned to the ground. He got up off of him slowly. Naruto picked himself up and dusted off his clothes. He just walked past Senjutsu and headed for the exit. Yumi went to run after him, but found she was unable to move. Shikamaru's shadow possession was holding her in her tracks. Let him be for now. He has to sort out some things. The shadow user turned to Senjutsu. I'm glad that you did that. I didn't want to go with these idiots. Well, that's a dead issue now. I think Naruto understands that he can't hope to storm in a cloud and win against a power like Aisu's. He just let his anger consume him. Give him some time. He'll come around. Right now, he just needs to be by himself. Sasuke spoke once more. You all think he'll come around? He just witnessed the people he considers family die. Some wounds fade over time, but some wounds just don't heal. Not everyone is like you, Sasuke, Sakura said. I know that. I'm just saying that it is going to be hard to do. Almost everyone here lost someone close to them. Answer me this, did the pain of that loss ever really go away? Tsunade, Kakashi, Neji, and Senjutsu all put their heads down. This caused Sasuke to smirk. My point exactly. Since nothing was happening, I'm going home to get some sleep. Sasuke walked off, leaving everyone behind. Senjutsu spoke. He's right, you know. The pain might slowly fade, but it never really goes away. The copy ninja added his 2 cents. I'm more concerned about the girl than Naruto. Tenten looked at Kakashi. Why, Kakashi? The situation is similar to Sasuke's. I don't know the girl's mind frame, but a tragic event such as this will most certainly change her. She's potentially another Sasuke in the making, in terms of mentality. But then again, she will have Naruto and her cousin to help her, so it might turn out different. Either way, she will not be the same person when she wakes up. Kakashi added his 2 cents. I suppose not. I think we should all get some sleep. I, however, will stay here with Yumi. Tsunade smiled at the girl. I know she isn't going to leave because Naruto will definitely come back here after he cools down. Everyone except Jiraiya, Shizune, and Senjutsu walked off, heading to their homes. Tsunade looked at Shizune. You are off for a week. I will take it from here, Shizune. Shizune nodded and walked off, heading home. She knew that it was pointless to argue with Tsunade. The Hokage then went to sit on the bench outside of the girls' room. Yumi had joined her. Lady Tsunade, can I tell you something about what happened out there? What happened? Tsunade asked the girl. Naruto, when he saw Kaori die, he lost control and the anger triggered a transformation. It was weird, all these tails in the form of red chakra started to form. Jiraiya spoke in a completely serious tone. How many tails did he reach in total, Yumi? 3. Jiraiya spoke again. I guess we're lucky that he calmed down before he reached 6. Senju turned to Jiraiya. I'm guessing that's bad? Jiraiya lifted up his shirt to reveal a slash across his chest. Yes, it is. In that form, the fox takes complete control. One of the purposes of my training with Naruto was to get him to control the fox power. However, there is a limit to how much he can control, and 5 tails seems to be the limit. The Toad Hermit turned to Yumi. I don't know what you did to calm him down, but if that ever happens again, here are some demon conceal tags. This should work if you place it on him. It took me 3 months to design this, and it still isn't as good as I would like it to be. Well, I guess you should talk to Naya, Senju suggested. You know where she's at? Tsunade asked her son. Yes, and it was only by coincidence that I know where she's at, but I don't really want to get into that. She is the one who designed my seals for me after all. I think she would be able to modify your design and make it better, Senju suggested. I guess you're right, but who knows? I guess it's worth a shot. It shouldn't be a problem though. Naruto doesn't use the fox chakra unless he is training to control it. It is to be expected of him to unleash it for the first time in 6 years with the intent to use it in battle. I mean, after witnessing what he witnessed. Well, I have to go and talk to some of my contacts and gather some information. I'll see you all later. Jiraiya used the Shuin Shinjutsu, leaving behind a cloud of smoke. Senju started to walk off. I have a mission with my squad in a few hours. I'll be back later to talk to Shinji. The Hokage, Mai, and Yumi were left alone. Tsunade knew that a meeting with the council was coming up soon. Also, she and the feudal lord would have a sit-down with the Raikage, the feudal lord of lightning, and the feudal lord of rice country in a week. All of her allies and enemies would be at this meeting to learn of their dividends from the profit that the leaf and cloud would receive once rice was split. She had to take Jonins with her, but as it stood, Senju and Naruto were out of the question. Naruto would more than likely attack all rain, rock, and cloud shinobis, and Senju would probably do the same. But to Aisu, she couldn't help but feel bad. Ryuho's death pained her because he was a good friend, as well as his brother. She wanted to do something, but it couldn't be helped. Even if the Raikage came out and said he did it, it's not like he did anything to the Leaf or its allies. Sea Country was allied with no one, and they didn't have a reason to be. The Minashu clan was there, and they were protected by the sea. She wouldn't be surprised if the leaders from that country came to her asking for an alliance soon. If that happened, she wouldn't hesitate to sign a treaty. It would be the least she could do, and it would honor her friendship between the two. Tsunade knew of the 4 swords of legend. Her teammate had one after all. However, she didn't know of the importance of the Heaven's Blade. Why would the Raikage go this far for a sword? What is so special about it? I have a feeling that I'll be around to witness what it is truly capable of. The Hokage looked at Yumi, then at Mai. She then leant her head against the wall. Soon, 8 a.m. One country, home to the village hidden in the sand. It was another hot and sunny day in the village. Unlike Konoha, grass was limited while sand was abundant. In the Kazekage's tower sat a man with auburn-colored hair and a kanji of love above his left eye. Sapagu no Gara, or Gara of the desert, was looking out his window watching the villagers go about their business. He saw some of the kids heading to the academy. His paperwork was relatively light today, but he knew that was because it was early. Gara heard a knock at the door, while looking out the window with his hand behind his back. Come in. A young female Jonin with sandy blonde hair and brown eyes entered Gara's office. She bowed. Good evening, Lord Kazekage. Sir, we received a letter from the Leaf and it was urgent, because they sent one of the fastest hawks. Gara turned to face the girl. Give me the letter. She walked up to the Kazekage and handed him the letter. Here, sir. Gara proceeded to open the letter. After taking a minute or so to read it, Gara's eyes went wide. He looked at the girl before him. I want you to inform the council members to meet me in the council hall in an hour. Tell Tamari and Kankuro to come as well. The girl nodded, then she bowed. She then turned around and exited the office to perform her task. Gara went back to look out of his window. The letter had informed him of what had transpired, and he couldn't help but to think of Naruto. I hope you are okay, friend. Suna's council hall an hour later. The council of Suna was assembled in the room. Tamari and Kankuro, although they weren't on the council, they were specially invited by the Kazekage himself, so they were allowed to sit in on the meeting. Tamari looked at Baki, who had just walked in. Baki-sensei, what is the meaning of this? He shook his head. I don't know. I haven't seen the Kazekage. Baki sat next to Tamari. Kankuro didn't know why they were here, but when he saw Gaara walk in, he knew that they would soon find out why. Gaara walked in the council chamber and took a seat. Everyone, I've called this meeting to inform you all that the Minashu clan of Sea Country is no more. There were collective gasps from the council members. It was no secret that the clan was strong, and their leader was probably one of the strongest men in the world. What everyone couldn't wrap their mind around was how did this happen? Tamari, who was shook of the initial shock, spoke. When did this happen? How did this happen? Well, according to the Hokage, Naruto and his girlfriend arrived at the compound at around 11:30 last night to find that the clan had been slaughtered. From what she said, it was a joint military strike by Cloud, Rain, and Rock. I wouldn't be surprised if Miss Village was also in on it, Gaara informed his sister. A male council member, who looked to be in his 60s, spoke. I thought the mist was neutral in this whole ordeal. Kankuro spoke. Not anymore. The Kazekage and the Hokage determined that the mist has secretly aligned with our enemies. More importantly, I wonder how Naruto is doing. A female council member, who looked to be in her 30s, spoke. Naruto Uzumaki, why would you be worrying about him at a time like this? Are you seriously asking that question? The guy went through close to 300 ninjas to save a little girl from that clan. Now he finds that she was killed, I think he would be pissed. Knowing Naruto, he is playing something crazy and stupid, Kankuro informed the lady. Gaara looked at his older brother. I don't know how Naruto is doing, but I'm sure he is by the girl's bedside. She is one of the 2 survivors. According to the letter, the girl was heading to the Leaf when her and her cousin were intercepted by the Cloud Ninjas. A squad led by Kakashi was at the borders when they discovered the girl and her cousin being attacked. Another council member, a female who had brown hair and was in her early 40s, looked at Gaara. Why was Sharingan Kakashi doing border patrol? Something about that just doesn't sound right. I mean, he is one of the best ninja in the Leaf. You would think Lady Tsunade would use her resources better. There is a reason for that. A week ago, I received a letter from the Hokage informing me to watch her borders because she found a missing ninja within Fire Country. At first, I was skeptical, but then I thought about it from a logical standpoint. Missing ninjas try not to be spotted and staying off the radar. I don't know how it connects, but I wouldn't be surprised if our enemies were the reason behind it. Sending someone of Kakashi's skills and expertise was probably a wise decision in this case. Tamari put her hand on her chest and let out a breath in relief. I'm so glad Hayami is okay. An older male council member spoke, causing everyone to turn to him. Lord Kazekage, the fact of the matter is that we can't do anything. Sea Country is not a part of the Alliance Treaty. I know it's wrong to say, but this attack just shows what can happen to a village without allies. That may be true, but this attack wasn't on Sea Country. It was on the Minashu clan. Since this was a joint military strike by our enemies, there has to be a reason to as why something like this would happen. When I attend the meeting in Rice Country with Tsunade, I will learn all I need to know. For now, Tamari, she looked at her little brother. I want you to head to Konoha. Your mission will be to watch over Hayami. Even though Leaf is one of our allies, I do not trust them with her life. The female council member who questioned Tsunade's leadership skills looked at the Kazekage. Why don't you trust them to guard the little girl's life, Lord Kazekage? Tamari, Kankuro, and Baki knew how much Naruto was hated in the village, simply because of what was inside of him. The council and the rest of Suna, however, didn't know of his demon. There was no telling what someone in the village would do to get back at Naruto for the QB attacking the village. I have my reasons. Gaara also had an ulterior motive that Tamari picked up on. He wanted her to gather as much info as she could about the situation and report it back to him. Something didn't add up, and he needed to know why. Gaara, what do you want me to do? Kankuro asked. You are to do nothing for now. None of us will. I don't know what is going on yet, and something isn't adding up. But I guess we'll have answers soon enough. We will up our border patrols. Also, I want our scout in enemy territory to be sent a message to return home. I want to fortify our defenses just in case we are attacked, although it is highly unlikely, but I don't want to take any chances, Gaara informed the council. When do I leave, Gaara? Tamari asked. You'll leave in another hour, Tamari. This meeting is over. Gaara stood up and exited the room. Kankuro looked at Tamari. Well, at least you get to see your boyfriend. She wasn't thinking about that, but it would be good to see that lazy bum. She was more concerned about the little girl she grew attached to during the time she was in the sand with Naruto. Tamari just thought about how ugly the world could be sometimes. So unfair is what she thought. She left the room and headed to her room to pack for her journey to the leaf. Valley of the End, 9 AM. Naruto was standing on top of the first Hokage's head, looking off in the clear blue sky. He arrived at the location about a couple of hours ago. He was thinking about the clan that had fallen. Tears were slowly falling from his eyes as each memory of his times with them entered his head and left. Flashback. It was Naruto's first week with the family. He was cold and indifferent to everyone. He and Ryuho were training. He was showing Naruto the basics of the style that Naruto was picking up quick. Naruto, you are doing well. At this rate, you'll have the style mastered in no time, Ryuho said to his new pupil. I mastered harder techniques that would take others 3 years to learn in a month. Mastering a style in a year is nothing. In fact, I can beat anyone in this shithole you throw at me, Naruto said in a cocky tone. Ryuho laughed at the boy. You are impressive, but don't get ahead of yourself. But if you want, I will entertain the idea. He turned to the two elder clansmen who watched him train the boy. Go get Shinji. Tell him I need him for 5 minutes. The man nodded and went to retrieve him. Whoever you throw at me will lose, Sensei. Naruto said the last part in a mocking tone. He who laughs last, laughs the hardest, he informed the boy. Then I won't laugh until the match is over, he said to Ryuho, which caused Ryuho to shake his head. A couple minutes later, Shinji walked into the room. Lord Ryuho, what is it that you request of me? Well, our guest believes after a week of training, he could take on the best the clan has to offer. Please try not to embarrass him too much, Shinji, Ryuho said to his nephew. Shinji looked Naruto up and down and then turned to walk away. I refuse to fight him. His stance is bad, and he is gripping the sword like an amateur. He wouldn't last 2 minutes against me. Are you scared to get your ass kicked, you bastard? Naruto said, causing Shinji to freeze in his tracks. He slowly turned to face Naruto. Okay, since you insist on proving a point, I will appease you by showing you how far you will have to go to reach me. Naruto slipped into a fighting stance. Shinji just smiled. You're making this too easy. Naruto narrowed his eyes at the man and charged at him. Naruto swung the sword at Shinji, who blocked the strike without even removing his sheath. Lesson 1. Never swing too wide, and then use the palm of his left hand to hit Naruto in the chest, causing him to lose grip of the sword as he flew across the room of the dojo, hitting the wall hard. He recovered just in time to see his sword flying towards his head. He quickly moved as it embedded itself into the wall. Shinji was standing on the other side, looking at Naruto as if nothing happened. Naruto was annoyed by this, so he grabbed his sword and charged at Shinji once again. However, this time he didn't have time to react when Shinji appeared behind him, and struck him in the neck with his sheathed sword. Naruto fell to the ground hard, face first. Unable to move, he watched as Shinji stepped over him and walked towards Ryuho. Shinji stopped when he got next to Ryuho. I was wrong. He lasted 3 minutes. You might want to work on his stance. His grip on the sword could also be better. I already know this, but he's the type that has to learn the hard way or the lesson won't get learned. Now he knows where he needs to be. Thank you, Shinji, Ryuho said to his nephew as he walked up to Naruto. When he got next to his pupil, he bent down. Well, it looks like you haven't been as good as you thought, so are you ready to listen? Naruto looked away, pissed that he wasn't embarrassed, but he nodded. End of flashback. Looking at the sky, Naruto smiled for thought. He couldn't believe she was that cocky. Another thought came to him, and he smiled at it. Flashback. Naruto and the family were eating dinner. Ryuho, Kaori, Shinji, and Hayami were eating. Shinji wasn't paying any mind to Naruto. Ryuho and Hayami were snickering while Kaori was shaking her head. Naruto, Andrew did chew loudly with your mouth open. Naruto stopped eating and started to talk with his mouth wide open. What were you talking about? Food started flying everywhere. Her eye started to twitch. You're going to eat properly when you are here, so close your mouth and chew, okay? Naruto did as she said, but he mumbled. Okay, you don't have to be a bitch about it. Excuse me? What did you just say? She asked, already knowing what he said. She just wanted confirmation. Naruto was about to repeat himself, but Ryuho took the attention off of Naruto when he spoke to Shinji. Hey Shinji, you know, you aren't getting any younger. The leader of the clan is going to need a kid to give him some heirs. I'm okay, Ryuho. I'm not looking for a girlfriend right now. The fact is, these girls in this village like me for what I am, not who I am, Shinji informed his uncle. Kaori spoke. Well, I'm sure you'll find someone who likes you for you, Shinji, not what you are. Kaori turned to Naruto. How about you, Naruto? Do you have any girls you like? No, Naruto answered. I see how the girls in this compound look at you, Kaori said. I have too much to do. A girl will only slow me up, and besides, when they find out what I am, they won't want me around. They'll just shun me like everyone at. Naruto stopped. He stood up. I'm not hungry anymore. Naruto left and headed to his room. Kaori looked at Ryuho, who nodded. She proceeded to follow Naruto. Kaori saw Naruto lying on his bed, looking at the ceiling. Naruto turned to his doorway to see her standing there. What do you want? Her smile turned to a frown. Why are you always so mean, kid? You're too angry, Naruto, and there's too much hatred in you. I don't know what your past was like, but we're not your enemies. Maybe not, but if you knew what I really was, you would hate me too. My kind is shunned, which is why I plan to get strong enough to crush that which have shunned me for something that I have no control over. Look, I really don't feel like talking. Naruto turned on his side. Kaori shook her head at the boy. You've been with us for 2 months, and you don't trust us? You're going to have to learn to trust people again, Naruto. I do, but I can count on one hand the people I trust, Naruto informed her. She knew she wasn't getting through the boy, so she just walked off to leave him to his devices. 2 more months passed and Naruto's training was progressing rapidly. Good, Naruto, you are getting better. I think it's time for me to show you how to perform the Guardian of the Gate jutsu. Bring it on, I will learn anything you can throw my way, Naruto said to the man that was training him. Their training continued into the night. It was getting late and Ryuho suggested Naruto get some sleep, so that's what the boy intended to do. Naruto, however, found himself in his room, tossing and turning. It was around 10 at night when Naruto decided to get up and walk the grounds of the compound. As he got near the center hall, he heard people talking. He assumed that everyone was asleep, but he heard Ryuho's voice. He used his ninja skills to sit next to the slightly ajar door. He was now watching Ryuho and Kaori along with other clan members talking. A man who was about 70 spoke. Ryuho, you can't possibly teach him clan techniques. You have to stop this now. A man about Ryuho's age looked at the clan head. He's right, Ryuho. This boy is an outsider. We can't allow our secrets to fall in the hands of an outsider. Ryuho spoke up. You all forget that it is not our style. The Heavenly Sword is for all to learn. I will not stop training him. Naruto is my student, and I promised him I would train him, and I am a man of my word. The boy is talented, and I think that he has what it takes to wield it. What about Shinji? A female clan member asked. Shinji is also the one I see being able to wield it, but Shinji is part of the clan, and we all expect him to. When was the last time that a person not part of the clan had the potential to do so? It's been over 300 years according to the history books, Ryuho informed the lady. I've heard him speak. He will try to use our style for vengeance. This kid will corrupt our teachings and make it into something it's not. Did you forget that is how the Wicked Wind was born? The elder man said. No, I didn't forget, but Naruto is different. How so? The female asked. Kaori spoke up for the first time. Because if you all actually interact with him, you would see that he is a confused kid. Naruto isn't a bad kid, just angry. I don't know what his life was like, but to not trust people you have been living with and interacting with for 4 months shows he is afraid of getting hurt. The point I'm trying to make is Naruto isn't a monster. He is human, and he has a heart like the rest of us. You are telling Ryuho to cast him aside and leave him alone. That's not the teachings of this family, is it? Naruto couldn't believe they were defending him. The elder man sighed. If you feel strongly about Ryuho, then I will leave it alone. But I'll be watching this boy closely. Ryuho nodded. Do what you wish. I plan on taking my newest pupil to new height. Naruto didn't need to hear more. He went to his room smiling. 2 more people he could trust. The next day in training, the two trained for the whole day. Nothing unusual except Naruto had called Ryuho Sensei, which was weird to him, but he ignored it. From that day on, he called Ryuho Sensei, and Kaori, Mrs. Kaori. End of flashback. Naruto saw the clouds cover the sky, masking the sun from view. First, there was a light drizzle, and then it started to rain hard. Naruto just stood there, as his clothes were getting soaked. His blonde hair was now getting wet and sticking to his face. Flashback. 2 months later, Naruto's training was advancing, and he already knew 3 techniques. His training session with Ryuho ended early. When he walked out of the dojo and headed to his room to shower, Hayami ran up to him. "Big brother Naruto, where are you going?" "To my room," he said, hoping the girl would leave him alone. "Big brother Naruto, do you want to play? How about tag, or what about samurai, or how about..." Naruto cut her off. "Look, I don't want to play with you. Why are you always bugging me? Why don't you go find kids your age to play with and leave me alone?" The girl started to cry. She then ran off. Kaori, who saw the whole thing from the shadows, frowned. She then followed Naruto, who headed to his room. Naruto was on his bed. He was getting his clothes off for his bath when Kaori walked in. "Naruto, I just want to say that I don't know why you're so angry and the cause of it, but I will not allow you to talk to my daughter or any child that way. You hurt her feelings, you know. People's feelings get hurt all the time. Why should I care?" Naruto said. "You know, she doesn't have any friends. Her cousins ignore her and never play with her, and her classmates at school all tease her because she is the only one in the class with purple hair. I'm not asking you to be her friend. I'm just asking you to try to understand why she tries so hard to get people to like her. She just wants to be accepted. Sometimes it's not enough to be accepted by your parents. I'm asking you to try to understand, and at least be nice when talking to her to leave you alone, okay?" Kaori walked off, leaving Naruto to think. She wants to be accepted, but is shunned. I don't have to try and understand. I understand that better than anyone could ever understand. Naruto laid back on his bed, looking at the ceiling, thinking about what Kaori said. The next day, Naruto had the day off. Ryuho had meetings to tend to, so Naruto decided to use the time to go into town and get some ramen. While walking into town, he saw something that he didn't like, so he decided to do something about it. "Hayami is a loser, purple-haired freak, bookworm nerd." Hayami started crying as the kids continued to tease her. Cry baby, Hayami is a crybaby." One of the boys teasing her pushed her on the ground. He went to kick her, but found that something was holding him a few inches above the ground. Hayami looked up through her tears, elevating her voice out of joy. "Big brother Naruto!" The kid looked back to see who had him captive. He saw a teen about his sister's age holding him up with a serious look on his face. Their tension was broken when a teen and a couple of her friends walked onto the scene. The girl waved at Naruto, who glanced at her. "Hello, Naruto." The girl recognized Naruto, who was holding her brother in his hands. "What did my brother do, Naruto?" Naruto threw the kid at her feet. He was picking on that little girl. If I see him picking on her again, he won't get off so easy. "I apologize for his actions. So, what do you got to say for yourself, young man?" the girl said with an angry look on her face. The boy and his friends looked at Hayami. "We're sorry." Naruto turned his back on the crowd and continued with his business. Hayami saw Naruto walking away and ran up to him. "Thank you for saving me, big brother Naruto. Where are you going? Can I come along?" she asked with a pleading look in her eyes. Naruto looked at the girl for a moment. "She's just like me, in a sense. The villagers don't hate her, but her peers look down on her. Come on, let me treat you to some ramen." Her eyes became wide and glossy. "Really, big brother Naruto, you mean it?" "Just come on before I change my mind," Naruto said, walking off. The girl quickly caught up. At the ramen shop, Naruto was watching the girl eat. "Hey, Hayami," she looked at the boy. "Yes, big brother Naruto?" "I just wanted to say sorry about how I treated you yesterday." Naruto apologized. "Don't worry about it. I forgive you," she said with a big smile. She went back to eating her ramen like a person of a pedigree background would. Naruto spoke again. "Hayami, you're doing that all wrong." She finished her noodles and gave him a confused look. "What do you mean? How am I supposed to eat ramen?" Naruto grabbed the chopsticks and yelled, "Itadakimasu!" He began to savagely devour the noodles. He stopped to look at the girl who was giving him a weird look. He swallowed his noodles and spoke. "It's fun eating ramen this way. Just try it, okay?" She shrugged and tried it. To her surprise, she liked eating like a savage. "Wow, this is fun." "See, I told you," Naruto said to the little girl. The two ate the ramen without regards to the other people next to them. Naruto smiled at the girl who was smiling while she slurped down every noodle. This isn't so bad. Besides, she needed to be happy. I'm tired of seeing her mope around. Wait, why should I care about her? Yeah, that's right. She knows how it feels to not have any friends. Naruto just continued to look at the girl. When she finished eating, she had specks of noodles in her mouth. Wearing a big grin, she looked at Naruto. "That was amazing, big brother. Do you want to play samurai with me, or are you busy today like mommy and daddy are?" She said the last part with sadness in her voice while putting her head down and expecting him to say no. Naruto stood up from the stool and walked away from the girl. She knew that it was too good to be true. He just felt sorry for her, that's why he had treated her to ramen. Hey, he turned around to see Naruto standing outside of the shop waiting for her. "Are you coming or what? I don't have all day to play kitty games with you, you know." The girl was shocked, but excited at the same time. "Really? You want to play with me?" Naruto turned around and started to walk. "Hurry up before I change my mind." The girl jumped off of the stool and caught up to Naruto. When she got close to him, she started to talk his ear off. "I can't wait to play samurai with you, big brother Naruto. I'm going to be the strong samurai and you're going to be the bad guy I have to protect everyone from. I'm going to have to get the crystal from..." Naruto looked up to the heavens. "Well, why the hell did I agree to this? Right now, I really hate my Nindo." The two continued to walk while the girl continued to talk his head off. And a flashback. The rain was falling harder and thunder roared through the skies. What I wouldn't do to play samurai with her right now. Flashback. During his 8th month with the Minashu clan, Naruto's training was progressing greatly. His strength and speed were increasing thanks to Ryuho. Naruto and Ryuho were working on the 4th technique, the dancing blade. Naruto had the technique down, but Ryuho felt that practicing it repeatedly would make it second nature. Also, it would prepare him for the movements required for Heaven's Dance, aka the Dance of the Heavens, the Heavenly Sword's ultimate technique. Naruto had just finished the sequence for the technique. When he stopped, he lifted his right hand to his forehead and wiped away the sweat with the back of his palm. Ryuho nodded his approval. "You got the steps down, I see. You only got 2 more techniques to master, Naruto, and I'll have nothing left to teach you. I guess I'll be able to take you on soon, eh, Ryuho-sensei?" Naruto said to the older man in a joking manner. "Who knows, maybe one day." Ryuho looked to his left to see that there were females, who were either cousins or nieces staring at his star pupil. Ryuho walked up to Naruto and gave him a nudge while whispering so only he could hear. "You know, they all came to watch you train. How about that, stud? Personally, I would pick Suzuki. I mean, you see the breasts on her and those. Sensei, she's one of your relatives." Naruto said to the man appalled that he would even look at family like that. Ryuho looked at the boy. "It's not like I'm going to hook up with her or anything. I'm just saying that she has, well, a proportioned body that a young man such as yourself would love." Naruto just shook his head. "Why is it that everyone I train under is a pervert?" Naruto placed his hands on Ryuho's shoulder. "Too bad that they don't stand a chance. It's only one girl I see that is even worth me spending my time with." Naruto started walking over toward where all the women were at. Some started to blush when he got closer, but Naruto didn't pay them any mind. His eyes were focused on one girl. Naruto finally reached the girl and smiled. She returned the smile back. "You did good, big brother, and you are so strong." Naruto knelt down to the girl's height. "You think so? I still have a long way to go before I reach your dad. So, are you up for some ramen?" Pumping her fist in the air, Hayami yelled, "Yeah!" Naruto turned around so the girl could get on his neck. The other females were disappointed and jealous, but Naruto didn't care. He just continued walking until he got close up to Ryuho. "We're heading to get some ramen. Do you want to come along, sensei?" "No thank you. I don't know how you can eat that disgusting stuff and you got my daughter eating it too." "That's too bad. Hayami, let's go." Naruto and the girl ran out of the dojo and headed to the ramen shop. And a flashback. Naruto's clothes were now soaked and the rain was coming down harder, if that was possible. It was as if the gods were crying for the loss of the Minashu clan. Naruto slowly placed his hand on the hilt of the sword. This time, there was no shocking sensation. He removed it from its sheath to examine it. I remember when I saw you for the first time. I wonder why Ryuho-sensei carried 2 swords. Flashback. 11 months had passed since Naruto had first arrived. It took him 3 months to master Golden Halo, and he was now mastering the steps of Heaven's Dance. Ryuho was glad to see Naruto progressing. It was daytime, and the two were training outside. Again, Naruto had a little audience, but this time it was a couple of females from the village as well as the compound. Ryuho looked over at his nephew, who had his eyes closed during Naruto's training, Shinji. The younger man opened his eyes. "Yes, uncle?" "Fight Naruto. I want to measure his strength and how far he has come," Ryuho informed his nephew. "I decline. He's still too weak, and the fight wouldn't last past 5 minutes. Shinji said loud enough that Naruto heard it. "Scared that you're going to get your ass handed to you, Shinji?" Shinji turned to face Naruto. Naruto smirked, because his plan had worked to perfection. "Are you sure you want to do this?" When Naruto pointed his sword at Shinji, that was all the confirmation the man needed. He was going to put Naruto in his place. Shinji vanished from view, causing all the ladies and males present to gasp. He appeared behind Naruto, but when he went to swing his sword to cut across his back, he found that his sword was blocked by Naruto's. "I'm not the same person I was when I first got here. You have no choice but to take me serious," Naruto said while holding off Shinji's sword. Shinji smiled at Naruto. The 2 warriors vanished from view, but to those who could see the fight saw each exchanging blows. Shinji himself was shocked by Naruto's level of progress. He wasn't the only one. The shock was written over everyone's face. Shinji swung at Naruto's head, but Naruto leaned his head back, avoiding the blade. He then swung his blade at Shinji's torso, only to have it blocked by Shinji's sword. The 2 jumped back to create distance, but as soon as they landed, they simultaneously performed Razor's Edge. The blades canceled each other out. Shinji was shocked. He thought that this would overpower Naruto's. Both warriors charged at one another, but Ryuho grabbed both of their sword hands. Shinji was glaring at Naruto, but Naruto all the while was smirking. "Well, it seems that you have come a long way, Naruto. This fight ends now." Everyone gave a disapproving sound. Naruto placed his sword back in his sheath. He turned and walked away, but not before saying, "Good fight, Shinji." Shinji turned and walked away, but stopped after a couple of steps. "Who would have thought that your skill would have risen that fast? Not bad, kid. Not bad." Both men, with their backs turned, were looking over their shoulders at the other, smirking. Hayami snapped Naruto out of his thoughts of fighting Shinji again. "Big brother Naruto, that was awesome. I never saw anyone fight Shinji for that long. You're so cool, big brother Naruto." Naruto ruffled the girl's hair. "Come, let's go get something to eat." End a flashback. Naruto continued to examine the sword, watching the rain slide down the crystal blade. Ryuho-sensei, why? Why me? Flashback. It was nighttime in the compound. Naruto had just finished telling Hayami the story about the fox. Before he went to his room, Ryuho intercepted him and told him to follow. The 2 went into a private room that was dimly lit by candles. Ryuho motioned for Naruto to sit on the mat. He sat on the mat in front of Naruto. Both men were now facing each other. Ryuho, holding Heaven's blade in his hand, looked at Naruto. "Naruto, do you know about this blade?" Naruto shook his head. Ryuho began to explain. "This blade in my hand is called the Sword of the Heavens, aka Heaven's Blade. There is a reason I never use this blade, Naruto, and that reason is because the blade is too powerful to use. It should be used to protect, not to harm with ill intent. The blade is special. It is considered the greatest blade on the planet. For many generations, members of my clan have wielded the blade. However, there have been a few outside of the clan to wield it, but it has been my family's job for centuries to protect it." "Why are you telling me all of this, Sensei?" Naruto asked. "Naruto, I believe that it is a possibility that you will be able to wield it one day. I'm telling you this so if you ever do become the successor of the blade, to protect it from falling into the wrong hands. But most of all, protect those who are dear to you, and those who can't protect themselves," Ryuho informed Naruto, who was kind of surprised. "Does the sword grant special abilities?" Ryuho answered. "Yes, there are only techniques that can be used with the sword. The techniques are really strong. It's like I said, the blade is special. If you ever wield it, you'll find out just how special it is. Naruto stood up. I'm glad you told me a little bit about the blade. I was getting kind of curious to why you never unsheathed it. Well, I'm tired, Sensei, so I'm going to bed. Later, Naruto got up and headed to his room, only to be stopped by Kaori. You know, he believes that you might succeed him, Naruto, the lady said to the boy. I'm not going to succeed him, Shinji is. He's the one who will wield that sword. To tell you the truth, I don't care about that. Later, Kaori. I'm really tired, so I'm going to just turn in. Just remember to be at the breakfast table on time. Also, you better show you have manners. I swear, you will be having 2 lessons tomorrow and mine will be tougher than my husband's. Naruto tensed up after hearing that. He turned around and put his hands behind his head. Kaori, don't worry, I have manners. She narrowed her eyes. Somehow, I doubt that. Well, carry on, Naruto. I will see you in the morning. Naruto left and Kaori entered the room Ryuho was in. And a flashback. Naruto studied the sword a little longer. Protect those precious to me. If this sword will allow that, then I'll do what I can to make sure that I am able to do just that, Sensei. Now I understand why you told me the night before I left with the sword. I have the power in my hand to shape destiny. I wish I could have shaped yours and Mom's. I promise I will do everything in my power to make sure that what happened never happened again. Naruto closed his eyes and smiled. Good times with Ryuho-sensei, Kaori, and everyone else from the clan flooded his mind. Naruto swung the blade, cutting the raindrops with each slash. If someone was watching him, it would seem as if he was fighting an imaginary opponent, but that was not the case. Naruto was reenacting the first time he was taught how to perform the dance with the blade. Naruto finished the dance with an upward slash. The sword was glowing and Naruto didn't know why. I guess I have to read those damn scrolls Ryuho gave me to fully master the sword. He then raised his glowing sword to the heavens. I will make you all proud, all 3 of you. Father, I will master the technique that made you a legend. Mom, I will protect Hayami until my last breath. That much is a certainty. And Ryuho-sensei, I will make you proud that you have chosen me as your successor. The glow from the sword faded away. Naruto placed it back in the sheath, but then strapped the sword to his back and then gave one final look to the sky. He turned around and headed back to the direction he came, the one that led to Konoha. Konoha, 1 p.m. In a hospital room, one of the last 2 remaining Minashu clan members was awake and surrounded by a group of people. A group that consisted of Tsunade, Jiraiya, Senjuro, Shizune, Kakashi, and Sakura. The group received word that he was up from one of the nurses a couple of minutes prior. Tsunade spoke first. How are you feeling? My chest, it hurts. That's not important. Hayami, where's Hayami? Shinji asked, hoping that she would say she was fine. She is in a coma. Don't worry, she should recover soon, Shizune said to reassure the man. And my clan? Shinji asked. Judging by the looks of everyone, he now realized that he and Hayami were the sole survivors. I see. Where's Naruto? Tsunade spoke up. No one knows. Naruto left here at about 5 this morning, and he hasn't been seen since. Shinji shook his head. That hot-headed idiot. I hope he didn't do anything stupid. I wouldn't worry about him. Naruto wouldn't do anything stupid, at least I don't think. Shinji, I have to ask you a question about Heaven's Blade, Senjuro said to the man in the bed. What would you like to know about the blade? Senjuro's look became more serious. I noticed something about the blade earlier. Naruto wanted to head to the cloud and kill the Raikage, but I stopped him. I noticed that when he went to draw the sword, he seemed to receive a shock that paralyzed him. My question is why? Everyone turned to Shinji for an answer. Shinji closed his eyes to gather his thoughts. When he opened them again, he spoke. Naruto was probably feeling anger, and was thinking about vengeance. The wielder will not be able to draw the sword if vengeance is in the heart. You see, vengeance is a negative aspect, and to wield the sword, your heart must be free from all negativity. What Naruto experienced was the sword rejecting him. I don't get it. Naruto went through a trial for the sword. Shouldn't he be able to wield it regardless? Tsunade asked, hoping that Shinji would make it a little clearer. Shinji looked at the Hokage. Heaven's Blade is not like Phoenix Claw or Dragon Fang, in the sense that the wielder can wield it how he or she fits. Heaven's Blade operates on the principle of the wielder must have the will to fight and never give up, faith in his or her abilities or oneself, and a pure heart to wield it. These three principles are what determines who is fit to wield the blade. Naruto has proven that he is fit. However, if the sword feels that it is being used out of the realm of these three principles, it will not allow the wielder to wield it. Kakashi placed his hand on his chin. Sounds like there are too many rules to wield it. I don't see how Naruto will be able to wield it in the mind state that he's currently in. Naruto, I wouldn't worry about him. He has to figure it out for himself. I have no doubt he'll be able to wield the sword and find his true power, even if his footwork is horrendous, Shinji said. Everyone smiled at his faith in Naruto. Everyone heard a knock at the door. "Come in," the Hokage said to the person on the outside. The nurse entered. "Lady Hokage, Naruto Uzumaki has returned. He is with the little girls we speak." Tsunade looked at Shinji. "You should be fine and out of here in a week. You and your cousin can stay here as long as you like." Sakura looked at her mentor. "I want you to tend to Shinji. Shizune, I told you not to come in today, so that means I don't want to see you for a week. I'll be back later." Tsunade left to head to the girls' room. She was followed by Kakashi and Jiraiya. When she entered the room, she saw Yumi and Naruto sitting next to the girl. She looked at Naruto and frowned. "You're soaking wet. You shouldn't be in the rain. You can get sick." Naruto raised his eyebrow, causing Tsunade to remember what he had inside of him. "Still, you should get out of these clothes." "That's not important. I just came back to check up on Hayami. Since I have done that, I'll be leaving the village." Everyone who was in the room, with the exception of Yumi, was shocked. "Why? You can't leave, Naruto. What about the girl? What about Yumi? What about your promise to fight until this war was over?" Tsunade asked. Naruto smiled at the worried Hokage. "Granny, I'm not leaving the village for good. I'll be back in 6 months." He looked at the girl. "In order to become stronger, I can't worry about everyone. I have to disconnect myself from everyone and gain the power I need to protect them. I need to train in seclusion." "But, Naruto, you can train here. Don't leave, Naruto, you can." Tsunade was pleading for the boy to stay, but Yumi spoke. "It's okay, Lady Hokage. I'm okay with it. I'm not a ninja, so I don't really understand, but I do understand his reason. I'm fine with it." Yumi smiled to reassure everyone that she was fine. Tsunade looked away from Yumi and pointed at Hayami. "What about her? Is she going to be fine with it?" "Do you think I'm going to be?" "The two of you have no choice in the matter." Naruto turned around and headed for the exit. "Granny, please make sure that nothing happens to them while I'm gone." Tsunade was going to go after him, but Jiraiya and Kakashi placed their hands on her shoulder. "If he feels he must do this, then he must do this. Let him do this, Tsunade," Jiraiya said. The Hokage turned to Yumi. "You're not okay with this, are you?" Yumi, who looked away, and gave one simple reply. "No." Tsunade looked at the girl, who lay peacefully in the bed. "Neither am I. Neither am I." 1 hour later, the rain had stopped and the sun was shining bright over the village. Naruto was standing at the village gates. He looked back at the village one last time. "I'm sorry, there's no other way. I will make it up to you, Yumi, Hayami. Please forgive me. And Granny, understand why this must be done." Naruto looked in the direction in front of him. Before he walked off, Kakashi appeared. Naruto looked at Kakashi. "What is it?" Naruto asked. Kakashi stepped forward. "I know that doesn't mean much, but for what it's worth, I am sorry. Naruto, I saw you go to the Namikaze estate, so I'm guessing you're going to try and master a flying Raijin." Naruto, "Do you know the benefits of the Shadow Clone Jutsu?" Naruto nodded. "Yes, but I discovered it by accident when training with Jiraiya. I realized that whatever knowledge my clone received, I would receive it once the Shadow Clone was dispersed." "Good, then you know what you have to do in order to master the sword and the flying Raijin," Kakashi said to his former student. "Yes, I know what must be done." "Good. Naruto, remember what I'm about to say, because it is something your father once told me. It has to do with mastering the flying Raijin. A strong current can force one to do whatever it feels, so to go against it is not advised. It's best to go with the flow." Naruto gave Kakashi a weird look as if to say, "What the fuck?" Kakashi laughed. "Don't worry, you'll understand when the time comes. Good luck, Naruto." Naruto nodded. When Kakashi was only a few steps away, Naruto called out to the Sharingan user. "Kakashi, The copy ninja turned around. I want to say thank you. For what? Kakashi asked curiously. For saving me when I was little. But just because I'm saying thank you doesn't change the fact that I think you're an ass. Just saying thank you, that's all. Before I go though, Naruto reached into his pockets and pulled out the chain Ryuho had given him and handed it to Kakashi. Kakashi studied the chain and the pendant attached to it. He then looked back at Naruto. Why are you giving me this? Make sure Shinji gets that. Well, I'll see you in 6 months. Naruto turned around and headed out. Kakashi smiled. You didn't even thank me, Naruto. I haven't lived up to the promise that I made to the 4th. I vowed I would protect and watch over you, but I was grieving. I did what I could, but I should have fought to keep you in this village, or at least keep tabs on you. I failed as a sensei, and I didn't honor my sensei's wish. For that, I'm sorry, Naruto, but I promise you that I will do what I can to make it up. Kakashi put his hands in his pockets and headed to the memorial stone. 8 p.m. Location unknown. Hinata and Naya had just finished their training. Kaito, who was watching their training, had informed them of what had transpired hours ago. Hinata felt bad for Naruto. So did Naya. Naya prayed that her best friend's son didn't do anything stupid. Knowing Naruto, he probably was going to. Sitting on the rock in the backyard, Naya looked at Hinata. That was a good fight, Hinata. We're making so much progress. Thank you, Naya-sensei. You are a great teacher. I just felt bad for Naruto. He has suffered so much, and now to lose people close to him, I just feel bad for him. I hope Naruto is okay, truly, I do. Kaito, who was laying in the grass with a weed in his mouth, smiled. I had a feeling it would be soon, but not this soon. Naya, who was listening to Hinata, turned her head slightly to the left. Took you long enough, let me guess, you need to go off the radar. Hinata looked at the two, confused to whom they were talking to, until she heard a familiar voice. That, and you're the only one who can help me. Hinata turned around to see Naruto standing behind Naya on her left. Naruto? The girl let out. Naya stood up. She noticed the kunai in Naruto's hand. This caused her to smirk. I guess we're about to witness the second coming of the Yellow Flash. Hey, Naruto? Naruto didn't respond. Naya looked the boy up and down, knowing full well his answer. The look on Naruto's face told Naya that the second coming of the Yellow Flash wasn't the only thing the ninja world was about to witness. The world was going to witness something beyond their comprehension. 2 legends, 1 man. The world was about to bear witness to the legend of legends, and his name is Naruto Uzumaki, the Golden Fox.